Well, happening right now, the New York Mets are officially announcing their new manager, Luis Rojas. Let's take a listen in.
It's also a proud day for our players, many of whom will credit Luis for helping them reach their major league success. As we sat down over the course of the last week or so, our baseball operations department outlined again a number of qualities that we thought were important at this moment in choosing a new manager. We talked about work ethic, baseball IQ, in-game decision-making, culture, leadership, poise, credibility, communication skills, a commitment to excellence, and a track record of winning. Over the course of 15 years within the Mets organization, Luis consistently demonstrated all of those qualities. The organization watched him grow. The organization watched him in practice with purpose. I mentioned the word consistently. Consistency is also a word that's important at this point. Why? We have a good team. We have a collection of major league players that are talented and built to win right now. When we look at the other qualities that we have at this moment, we have an identity. We have a culture of positivity. And all of these things can be attributed to the work that Luis Rojas has done over his career with the Mets. Over the last year on our coaching staff and over the last 2.5 months in preparation for spring training, Luis has consistently contributed to the qualities I just mentioned that we have on our team right now. He's also a consistent person, a consistent husband and father. As you'll get to know him better, you'll see he's got a consistent demeanor. He's got a consistent presence, and perhaps most of all, he has a consistent voice that our players are familiar with and that our players believe in. I also mentioned that today is a proud day. When we look at tomorrow, we're going to be hosting our first ever Fan Fest here at the ballpark at Citi Field. It'll be an opportunity for our loyal fans to interact with our players and to share their enthusiasm for what the 2020 season will become. Tomorrow night, the Baseball Writers Association will be hosting its annual dinner where Jacob deGrom, Pete Alonso, and Steven Matz will be recognized for their tremendous performances and contributions during the 2019 season. Tomorrow here at the ballpark will be a proud day. Tomorrow night at the Writers' Dinner will be a proud night. We are confident that with Luis Rojas as our leader and as our manager, that we will have many proud moments, many proud days, and many proud nights as we go forward in our future. So today is about going forward, and today is about introducing our own Luis Rojas as the new manager of the New York Mets.
Jeff, please step forward. Have your jacket there. Luis, I'll take your chairs. The podium's not the way. Got a real podium? Didn't have to put it in. Yeah. Got much better with the even though I've been doing it. Feel different?
The numbers different.
Numbers
different? 16 and a half. There's only for that's the wrong button.
I got you.
What's your pad?
You'll stand there together a little bit to the right.
Don't help you go down here, please.
Good. Very good. Thank you, gentlemen. Luis, the podium is yours.
First of all, I want to say thank you, Brody, for those kind words. It describes me really well. Thank you. This is very exciting, guys. This is a very exciting day for me. This is a dream come true for me, to become the New York Mets manager. That was my dream. Standing here in front of you, I can share it right now. This is a very exciting day in my career. I want to start off by saying thank you. I want to thank God for this great blessing. First of all, always I give the glory to God. Second, I want to thank ownership, Jeff Wilpon, Fred Wilpon, Saul Katz. Thank you for this opportunity, this great opportunity. I want to thank Brody and the front office. Thank you for believing in me. I will lead this team into success. I will lead this team into success. Thank you. I want to pass on to my family. Well, I have a couple here attending us. My beautiful wife, Laura. Thank you. Thank you for riding along this journey. It's been a great journey. It's been a tough road, but you've been there. You've been there to support me. Gracias. Gracias, mi amor. Gracias por acompañarme siempre. Te quiero. To my son, little Louis, who's got the best smile in the world, and is the #1 Mets fan in the world, too. Thank you. Thank you for riding along as well. To my brothers and my sisters who gave me support throughout this journey. Felipe Jose, my brother, who's here present. Thank you for setting an example. You always set an example to me. Thank you. To my brother Moises, who's not here, couldn't make it, but you were very impactful in my career. Our discussions led to great ideas. That's helped me a lot throughout my career. Thank you very much, Moises. I want to pass to my mentors, too. That helped me out from the beginning of my coaching career. I don't want to leave anyone out. Ismael Cruz, Pablo Cruz, Rafael Perez, that's here. Bobby Floyd, Tom McCraw, and all the coaching staffs that I had throughout my career, that we share many emotions and stories that's led to here, to where I am right now. I want to say thank you also to my great country, the Dominican Republic, who's been so great, who's been so supportive all the time. It's my pleasure always. I'm very proud to represent my country wherever I go. I've got 1 million texts in the last couple of days. I haven't been able to answer, but I promise you, it's been a little busy the last couple of days. I will answer those texts. I will answer those calls. I have 2 more special thank yous. And the first one's going to go to my mother, who's here. I want to say thank you for raising us right, for teaching us what was right and wrong since early. Gracias. Gracias, mami, por enseñarnos a hacer lo correcto siempre y enseñarnos lo que es bueno y lo que era malo. Gracias. And last but not least, I want to thank my father, who taught me the game of baseball. Who taught me the game of baseball and life, and helped me balance it throughout this journey. He was my example to follow the whole time. Still will be. All the teaching, all the lessons that I got from him, it's helped me a lot throughout this journey. I want to say thank you to him. With that being said, I want to share this moment with you guys, how excited I am to be named the New York Mets manager. This is a dream come true. The Mets are my family. The Mets are my baseball family. I started in 2006 in the Dominican Academy, and immediately I fell in love with the Mets. How detailed everything was done, how much importance we were paying to our players. It really caught my attention. I knew I was going to develop as a coach and as a mentor in this organization. Moving up through the ladder as a coach and as a manager, he taught me right away the Mets way. He taught me the Mets way to win games. I was able to make great relationship with my fellow coaches, and I was able to make great relationship with the players. It took me to last year, 2019, which was a great experience to get me ready to fulfill this position right now. I saw what this team can do. I want to lead them to win. We had a great second half last year, and I want continuity. I want that to be transferred into spring training when we break ground. We have a great coaching staff. I rely on them on helping me. Our coaching staff has got great experience. He's got a great repertoire, and I rely on them and their collaboration towards getting the guys ready towards this season. We are going to be prepared to compete. We're going to have some values to follow. That me knowing the guys and the guys knowing me back as well will understand perfectly. I know it will be no problem. This is a family. We're going to be really good at communication. We're going to be really good trusting each other. And last but not least, we're going to have accountability with each other. That accountability is going to be also with our fan base that likes to win, and we understand it, and that accountability is going to be with the press as well. I'm looking forward to this season, and I feel like the most lucky person in the world right now as the manager of the New York Mets, and I'm very confident that I'm going to lead the way for this team to win and be successful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Luis. At this time, Brody, if you'll return to the stage. We're going to open it up to a question and answer session. As a reminder, please state your name, your affiliation prior to the question so our audiences, again, at home can follow along. With that, Steve, please, in the back. Direct your questions to also, please.
Sure. Steve Gelbs, SNY. Luis, congratulations. This is for you. Just what has the last week and a half been like for you? Obviously, you know, preparing for one role the way that you have this offseason, and then, like you said, out of nowhere, really, and I know the circumstance isn't exactly ideal how everybody would have wanted it, but for you to all of a sudden now get that dream job, what has the range of emotions been like for you?
Well, I've been prepared for this. I mean, it's something that goes way back. Like I mentioned, going through all those years of preparation, they've been great. I mean, one of the things that helps the transition the most is how close the staff is. Our coaching staff is really close, and we have been working in collaboration already in order to get plans ready for the players, plans for the teams in order to break spring training.
Natalia Alonso, lajimería.com. Felicidades, Luis. Tu experiencia de haber dirigido en Dominicana. Se habla mucho de la intensidad del mercado de Nueva York. ¿Cómo tú crees que se compara, ya que estuviste un año aquí, el mercado neoyorquino con el de Dominicana?
Hola, Natalia. Bueno, sí, el grado de competencia es bien alto en República Dominicana. De verdad que yo soy, como manager, yo le recomiendo a todos los managers que tengan la oportunidad de trabajar en la Liga Invernal de República Dominicana, en cualquiera de la Liga Invernal, de verdad que es de mucho provecho, manager o coach. Es una liga de bastante experiencia, que da bastante experiencia, que es de alta competencia, y yo creo que te prepara para un gran nivel de competencia como lo es aquí en la Grandes Ligas. Así que de verdad que le debo bastante a trabajar por años en esa liga, y de verdad le debo mucho a la liga.
So for the American media, Natalie asked, Luis, you've managed in the Dominican Winter League, and now you've been a coach here with the New York Mets. What do you think has been the biggest difference, and what have you been able to learn to kind of be able to transition into the New York market?
I said that the level of competition is about the same. You know, there are different leagues as far as like length, but it's a great league. I recommend, as a manager, any manager that has a chance to go to one of those winter balls. The level of competition is high. It will get you ready. It will advance your coaching. Either a manager or as a coach, it's very beneficial to go to those leagues and experience the grade of competition that he has.
Brad in the back left.
Brad Heller, WCBS 880. Luis, congratulations. Your role last year as quality control coach. Can you describe some of the responsibilities you had and how some of those responsibilities helped prepare you for taking over as manager?
Definitely. I mean, last year was a great experience, like I mentioned. You know, but I had a direct relationship with the players, just giving them the analytics, educating them about the analytics so they knew how to employ it toward their plan, toward their specific plan. I think it helped me a lot to understand, you know, different sources where you gather the information. Also, our analytical group, which is a very talented group. And I think, you know, building that relationship with them will help me transfer into this role right here as a manager and have the understanding that I learned last year while I was doing the job.
Tim on the right.
Tim Healy from Newsday. Over the past 2 weeks, as Jeff and Brody and company had a decision to make on Carlos and then a decision to make on who to pick as the new manager, at what point did they come to you, and what was your initial reaction?
Well, the old unfolded this week. I mean, I came here and we met. You know, I'm not familiar with, you know, how the process goes and how everything goes down before that, but I came this week and met, and you know, we have our conversations, and I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to this season and meeting the team soon and breaking ground in spring training.
And prior to that, had you been in St. Lucie preparing, or were you somewhere else?
We've been as a staff in St. Lucie already, working on preparing spring training for the guys, working on getting spring training ready for us as a staff to get that, you know, moving the way we want it and get the guys prepared towards the season.
Bill in the back middle, please.
Bill at MLB.com. Congratulations, Luis. You talked about your father and Moises. Talk about the biggest advice you received from them over the years, how to be a successful manager, and talk about what they told you.
I mean, the best advice I've gotten from them is to be myself. You know, I've always worked, you know, to stay authentic. You know, I think it's the best thing. You know, that way you relate to the players, and everything that you can work on with a player to get him to where you want to get him, you know, just work fluidly.
Back middle, please.
Luis, de la máquina deportiva aquí. Luis, el éxito que has tenido en las menores y tanto aquí cuando tuviste con Mex, ¿tú podrías decir cuál es el éxito más importante que tú has tenido en tu carrera para poder dirigir y para que los Mex te tengan en cuenta, y a la vez si piensas aplicar ese mismo éxito en los Mex ahora mismo?
Sí, claro. Yo por eso ahorita hablé un poco del historial y todo lo que tuve, vamos a decir, que pasar para llegar hasta este punto. Yo creo que todo eso es importante. de coachar, de relacionarse con diferentes dirigentes, de las conversaciones que yo tuve con los familiares míos que yo dije que me ayudaron bastante. Yo creo que todo ha sido importante para los éxitos. Lógico, campeonatos en ligas menores, campeonatos en invierno, se pueden sacar muchas cosas que de experiencia me van a ayudar a mí y la puedo colaborar con los coaches para emplearla también con los muchachos en mira de ganar.
And for the American media, the question was, Luis, you've had a lot of success as a minor league coach and last year as being on the staff. What do you think is the one thing that you can take away that you think can actually lead this team to success?
I think I covered a little bit of it in my opening statement. I talked about the journey. I talked about everything I went through. I don't want to leave anything out that's put me here where I am today. I think every single thing is led to this. From conversations with my relatives, from the experiences in the minor leagues and Winter Ball. There's been a couple of championships, as a manager and as a coach, and obviously you take some stuff from there and you collaborate with the coaching staff and you bring some of that experience along with the experience that the coaching staff too from winning experiences, and I think those are the things that we can employ and use for our team as well in order to win.
Rich, please, in the back right.
Rich Catino, ESPN Radio. First of all, Luis, congratulations on the position.
Thank you.
I have a question for both of you about communication. Communication is such a big part of what a manager has to do day in and day out, both short and long term. Luis, what do you bring to the table in that realm of the job? And Brody, what did you see in him that provided you the impetus that his communication skills are what you desired in this position?
First part of the question, Rich, again, so Luis.
Yeah, communication skills, what do you bring to the table, and how do you plan on doing that day to day with players, with media, with inside the organization, et cetera?
Well, I mentioned that's one of the three most important things. That's one of the three that I want that I'm going to be employing on a daily basis with the players. Of course, we're a front office, and that's my number one thing: the communication. I think everybody needs to know where they're at. I mean, that makes things go easier, and that's something that I know we're gonna have a strong one. When you talk about players, front office, coaches, the media, we're gonna have a really good communication.
You've heard a few words, authenticity. This guy's real. I think you guys probably could hear his tone today. You feel it. Our players, are familiar with it. They know he has substance. And when we're from a leadership group looking for people to represent our brand in a meaningful way and to motivate our players that speak multiple languages, when someone who has the poise that Luis Rojas commands a room, it can create great things. So his communication, not only to the players, but you'll learn his communication with you will be genuine, and certainly from a management standpoint, the ability to know that when we speak to Luis, it's going to be the truth.
Thank you. Front middle, please.
Daniel Reyes, BaseballEnAcción.com. Ante todo, felicidades, hermano. ¿Qué se siente ser sexto manager dominicano en las grandes ligas? Además, representar a República Dominicana y a Latinoamérica en este momento.
Gracias, hermano. Bueno, una gran pregunta, de verdad que emotiva para mí. Para mí es un gran honor, de verdad. Algunos se han comunicado conmigo ya, felicitándome de esos managers. Y de verdad es un honor. Representar el país siempre para mí eso es un gran orgullo. Yo fui al Premier 12 entre octubre y noviembre, y eso para mí fue un orgullo, ponerme ese uniforme y estar por aquí diciendo que yo soy oriundo de la República Dominicana en el puesto de dirigente, que solo soy el sexto. Eso para mí me llena de orgullo. Espero siempre ser un ejemplo a seguir a muchos managers más de República Dominicana que vengan también a un puesto como este.
And the question was, Luis, being the sixth Dominican manager in Major Leagues, how does it feel being able to represent both the country and also Latin America?
I said it feels. I mean, I'm very proud always to represent my country. Wherever I go and I can represent it, it's always a proud moment to carry the flag. I got a chance to go to the Premier 12 last October, November as the manager of the team, and it was great to wear the uniform of the country. I mean, to be here and thank the country again, like I did in my opening statement, it's an honor. I mean, I talked to some of the managers that are in that, in the 6 number, and we've talked a little bit. They congratulate me through messages, and it's an honor. I'm standing right here. I want to be also an example that leads to more Dominican managers that can come out of the country.
Thank you. We have time for one more. Kevin.
Luis, right over here. Congratulations. Your father managed, I think, 1,600 minor league games, 57 years old when he got the job. Here you are at 38, 8 years in the minors. How is that experience going to help you with players, veteran players like DeGrom, Cespedes, and Cano, people like that?
Well, first of all, my father's been my college, my university of baseball, and he's helped me a lot throughout this process and before the process. I mean, when I was growing up, I grew up in a big league clubhouse when he was a big league manager, and I got to see a lot of the things, a lot of the way he operated and the way he collaborated with his staff, and he also interacted with his players. So that was, I was grateful to see that. But my relationship with the guys on the team is also a strong one, and I feel pretty secure of how this relationship is going to be with our roster, and we're here to win.
Thank you, Luis. Thank you, Brody. At this time, we're going to conclude, but a couple of formal additions. We're going to have the Briders come up here.
Well, you've been listening to the Mets' new manager, Luis Rojas, addressing the media. Rojas previously served as the Mets' quality control coach. He will take over for former manager Carlos Beltran, who parted ways with the team after he was named in the Astros sign-stealing scandal. And to see the Mets' full press conference with Rojas, you can head over to our website.